Problem number 2 is self-doubt, and I struggle with this one a lot, just being vulnerable with you guys. And a lot of times it's easy to doubt yourself, especially like in your local community or with your family. Those people have been around you for the longest time, and so sometimes it's way out of your comfort zone to kind of get up above that and just show up and be able to thrive. And so this verse was so encouraging to me, and I want to share it with you. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. James 1:5-6. And so I just want to encourage you that we've got to overcome doubt. That is one of the biggest killers, I think, in business is just showing up and being the most authentic version of yourself and just not trying to be perfect. Just show up, get started, and let's go. I would say too, like with doubt comes these 3 things of because you doubt yourself, you're not charging enough. You're wanting to do everything for free. You're not thinking high enough of the value that you provide, so you don't charge enough. And I think too, you feel like you've got to sell to everybody, and that is so overwhelming. I think when you're trying to think of a business and you're trying to scale and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to provide something that everybody wants, needs, and it's just so daunting. And I want to encourage you that you don't have to sell everybody. I've got a cool example here in a little bit. But another aspect is man, you just don't think you're valuable. And I want to show you that you are. But not getting started until it's perfect. Imposter syndrome, analysis by paralysis. Just start. You get the first version out there. And what that's going to do, it's going to allow you to get feedback. Put the first product, get the first idea out there with your business, whatever that may be, and start getting feedback on it. Let the customers give you feedback on what it is, and then work on improving it for the next person. This video that I'm doing right here, it's not the perfect one. It's not the last one that I'm going to do. The first YouTube video I did was awful, and the 100th video I did was better, but it wasn't perfect. You just got to keep going. So don't let that stop you from posting or putting the video out there or trying a reel or having the perfect lighting. I know my lighting and camera could be better in here, and maybe it will eventually, but I'm not worried about it right now. I'm worried about hey, let's do community together. Let's figure out how to thrive together, overcome roadblocks that each of us is having in our business, and man, let's go, because all that doesn't matter. What matters is the relationship with God, but then also my family that's downstairs. How do I scale my time so that I can spend more time with my family? And so I love this image here of just got to start. You just got to start, and you're going to learn as you go. There's so much to be said for learning as you go. There's so many things that you can't think of right now because you haven't started, and so you need to start so you can figure out those things that you don't. And so I want to help slim down the product line or the offer that you have. You help simplify this for you. You don't have to have this amazing business model to get started. You need one offer. You need to figure out what that one offer is and make it as simple as possible. And that is standing between you and your current situation and your desired freedom of where you want to go. After you figured out that one offer, now we can figure out how to scale it and digitize it and all that, but you've got to start with that one offer. And I truly believe that you're one offer away from just being able to create that freedom that you're looking for. So Aaron, what in the world is an offer? It's actually pretty simple. An offer is a curated list of ingredients that deliver a specific result for your client. It's all about a transformation. What is that transformation that you can provide to your customer? And what's the simplest way that you can speak about it? So it's a product or service that you provide. It's a piece of knowledge that your offer is able to provide a transformation for your client. And with any offer, you want to make sure that it has some type of digital component to it, and that way we can scale it, and it's not just a one-time thing. You want to figure out how to make it a recurring type offer. And so within this course, we're going to learn how to create digital offers. I'm not going to get crazy in depth into it right now, but creating and focusing on one simple offer is key. So within your offer, I want to show you how to create more value. So if you're charging $10 for the offer today, I want to figure out how to charge $100 for that offer or digitize it. And so through this, just by how we package or talk about the offer that you have is going to increase the value of it. And so I want to help you elevate the value of your one offer. And if you look at this stair step deal, I imagine you're currently charging, a certain level for your product. I want to help you charge 10x that, so that you can create the freedom that you want. And then we also put a digital component to it as well, to where people can ascend and scale through your different offers, and they do so just like this, kind of in the ladder. I'm going to have a whole course just on creating offers, but I want to show this level of value, elevate your level of value with your one offer. And I want to kind of show this. I really like this. I learned this from my mentor, Myron Golden, and he talks about the 4 levels of value, and it's so true. There's implementation, unification, communication, and imagination. And so at the bottom level, that implementation, that's like your skilled technical labor, plumbers, physical laborers that are doing the work. Those are good jobs. I'm not hating on them or anything like that. I'm just saying that those type of jobs are typically the people that are doing a lot of the work, and they're getting paid, anywhere from $30,000 a year to, let's say, $65,000, $70,000 a year. When you get up to the unification, now you're talking about like your management, and they're typically anywhere from $60,000 to $150,000. And then you've got your communication, and those are like your salespeople. They're really good at talking and communicating with others, through their voice. And so with those type of jobs, you're looking at anywhere from, $80,000 to $300,000 or $400,000, depending on what type of position that is. And then the highest level of value is imagination, creation. And if you can imagine, like the creator of our earth, Jesus, he was at the highest level of value, the spoken word, speaking to others, talking in parables, like that is the absolute highest level of value. And so you take somebody like Steve Jobs in business world, like he was a creator. He created an ecosystem with Apple that has changed the world for, so many of us. I use iPhone. So anyway, I just wanted you to kind of think through that. Like, where are you in the world of this value ladder? Are you in the implementation, unification, communication, or imagination aspect? And like, how can you bump up to the next one? Especially like, we'll do this in a whole nother series, but if you were to look at this from the sales side of things, if you're to talk about your product in the implementation way, you're not going to talk about your product with the highest level of value. So if I start talking about how to hook up a water heater, and that you're going to need, pipe thread, you're going to need dope, you're going to need, it sounds really complicated and tedious, and I don't know that I want that. But if I talk about, man, can you imagine how it's going to feel in the morning after all your kids, your wife is taking a shower, and it's time for you to get in the shower, and you're able to take a nice, hot, long shower without having to worry about your water heater getting cold, because now we've got an instant water heater. Like, you tell a story, and it's about this imagination story of, what the end goal looks like. Instead, I wasn't talking about, how to bolt it in, how to, all the metrics and BTUs and all that kind of stuff. That just sounds complicated. So if I can paint a story and talk about the product and the one offer in a higher value state, I'm going to be able to charge more now for that product. Because you're also painting a better end picture, future scenario for your buyer.